And welcome back to the Average White Guys. My name's Alex Haynes, one of the owners of A Squared, and we help turn those likes into dollars, helping you make more money in marketing. And I'm here with the majestic, not quite bald eagle, but his presence almost vibrates, and it's so good to have him here. That's right, the one, the only, the majestic, the flightless bird, known as Justin Skelton. Say hi to Justin.
Hello, everybody. This is Justin with LLW Properties, Community Real Estate Services. I don't know if I like the flightless bird.
I was trying to get you equivalent to a bald eagle. I just didn't know where to go with it. It wasn't my best. It was. I'll be honest. I've done better.
Sometimes we fail. That's how it goes.
Yeah, sometimes we fail.
Speaking of sometimes failing,
okay,
we are going to be talking about influencers. And the podcast for this one is called Crushing It.
Crushing It.
And the reason this is called Crushing It is there is a book out by Gary Vaynerchuk, which we always talk about because he's one of our favorites. And it's the book called Crushing It. There's a couple different series of it, and it's teaching influencers or those that are on YouTube, podcasts, those type of platforms to make money on selling products.
Yeah.
Which is an influencer.
Absolutely.
And so I think there's different realms of influencers if for the broad spectrum of it.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
One of the biggest influencers of all time, correct?
Yeah. He's
the Nike
goat.
Brand, yes, the goat of influencing, I would think. Yeah. So
he's one of them, yeah.
Sports are huge on influencers, rock stars,
sure, TV
personalities, those as well.
Yeah.
But I think in this one, we're going to be talking more about the influencers just on your basic YouTube channels, TikToks. What's another kind of terminology? You know this better than I do.
The term would be micro influencer. So we have different levels of influencers. One of the most profitable that people really find the niche is called a micro influencer, where you have under 10,000 followers. But those followers are hardcore and they believe you and they'll buy your products and support you. You actually make quite a bit of money with actually a smaller group that's called micro influencers. Then you kind of go into your middle tier, so anything over 10,000 to like 100,000, and then you get a million plus, and then you're getting to big time levels, and then you get to like Mr. Beast level, which is his own level. Let's be honest, and he's got tens of millions of followers, and he's getting tens of millions of views, right? And getting invited to do shows like on Amazon and stuff like that. So this is just the world of YouTube, and we're going to call those social media influencers. This is what we're going to call the non-traditional way to get influence. So the traditional way was, like you said, you were part of the 1%, the people that got quote unquote lucky because they become a superstar in the field of sports, or politicians, or their parents were really famous, or they were in Hollywood. We're going to call those the elite of, marketing in Hollywood. That would have been the normal way to get that influence. You were part of the in crowd and people listen to you, TMZ's chasing you. You're just part of that group.
I think one of the first influencers that sticks out in my mind, kind of maybe right before YouTube, was Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah.
I think most people can relate to her. Hilton is the big hotel chain, right?
Oh, yeah. That's
just a little bit.
Just really well-known chain.
Yes. But she was one of the first ones that used different opportunities, I think is the best way to.
That's a PC way of saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. To make to make a lot of money.
Oh, a heck of a lot of money.
If I think some of us can remember her, it was the Sweet Life, I think is what it was called, where her and Nicole Richie, Simple Life, thank you. Her and Nicole Richie had, where they went and lived on a farm and different farms. And that was kind of the first way of doing a TV show for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then she did a lot with her own products.
Yeah.
And she also, if you remember the Carl's Jr. commercials, if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Right.
So she used her sex symbol at that point to sell as well. But so that's what influencing is.
Wouldn't be the first
on a larger scale, though.
Yeah. So the thing I think that really played in her favor is a lot of people underestimated her. She's really, really smart. She has great business sense. She made millions of dollars in smart business moves ahead of the curve, and it really set her apart. And she leveraged she was always leveraging getting in front of people in many different ways. Some of us wouldn't necessarily do ourselves appropriate, yes. But I would say she was a master at leveraging her appearance and her influence.
Yeah. And I think what I liked about her so much is I didn't find out until just a few years ago how intelligent she was.
Mm-hmm.
And you would never have guessed that because she played, let's just say it, the dumb blonde.
Yep.
And she played it well.
Absolutely.
And I hear she is just brilliant, actually, just in life with business life and some of the business moves that she has made over the years as well.
I am not as informed as I'd like to be about what she's done, but every time I've researched or looked into well-known business people, she's popped up. And the things I've learned about her, she's a brilliant strategist. She will purposely play that dumb person to take advantage of people and get them to underestimate her so she can make smart moves behind everybody else. And she's always looking ahead. Like, I think she was one of the first people with the small dog and a purse thing and kind of really revolutionized and put her ownership all over that. So I think someone was telling me that anybody who designs something has to pay a royalty for something like that. I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I'm not super well versed in this whole field, but
I did laugh when I heard that because I'm like, I thought it was just a purse, a small purse holding a dog. So I didn't even know there was a branding to it as well. So
no idea either.
I think it goes to show what you can do with influencing in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I think she was really smart. I think she saw opportunity, took chances, and they paid off really well. But I think they were smart choices. And so this is someone who became a master at not only gaining influence, but turning that influence into money. And that is a unique skill. Not everyone can do that well.
And then there's the influencers that are smart, but you hate them. But somehow they still know how to use that hate to still gain.
Yep.
And one of the ones we were talking about before this is Paul Logan. I think that's how you say his name, right?
Yep.
And if you
the infamous boxer now.
Yes, he's the one for recently. If you don't know who he is because you go on YouTube and those type of things, but you maybe have Netflix. He had the Netflix special where he was fighting Mike Tyson. And I think that was a draw or something on that one, or he won, or even I think people were surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
and then he went into round 2 with another boxer and got creamed.
Yeah,
but which everybody wanted him to lose.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think anybody likes the guy.
Everyone wanted. The only people who wanted him to win were the bookies who were hoping to make a killing off of him winning somehow.
And I'd like to bring someone like him up as well. It's not like I want to promote him by any means. He's just not the ever kind of the guy I would even like to hang around. But it doesn't mean influencing is always playing the good guy or being the good guy.
I think
sometimes
he does a really good job at playing the heel and like purposely being controversial.
Yes.
And we all know that controversy works really well on the internet. A dumpster on fire will make us all stop and watch. We all watched Tiger King. Well, almost everyone in the world watched Tiger King, and that should tell you the epitome of what we will watch because it's literally someone's life on fire and we're all glued to it. So he did that really well. And right, wrong, and different, he capitalized on that. Like, he made a lot of money getting his butt kicked in a very painful match, but he also probably walked away with millions and millions of dollars. Now, would I do that? Probably not. I'm not dumb enough to get into a boxing ring with someone who I know is going to cream me. But if you throw $10 or $20 million at me, I'm going to weigh that out against a broken jaw and going, I'm going to ask a doctor, so how long is it going to take to get fixed? Can I get some drugs before he hits me?
Everybody has a number.
Everyone has a number. It might be enough.
Yes.
If I told people that I know $10 million, you can break my jaw, I might have a line.
Yes. There's liquid diets you can go on for a while and just be perfectly fine. Yes.
I'll lose a bunch of weight. I'll get healthy.
That's it.
This could be how I turn my life around.
That's it. Well, and here's the other thing. All you got to do is film it, put it on YouTube,
Apparently.
go through the whole procedure, and you'll probably make another $2 or $3 million just off of that.
Yeah, for being an idiot. Yeah, that's how it works these days.
And so at the beginning, you kind of mentioned that there are micro influencers as well.
Yeah.
And one thing that stood out for me, and I'm a little vague on this because I listened to this on a Gary V podcast a while back, but somebody called in and was asking for ways to kind of promote their business. And they're like, well, I'm in this niche. I think she was some kind of specialized nurse that was trying to help and train people in this profession. And she's like, there's only this many people even in the industry of it. Yeah. But he goes, is there anybody else in the podcast industry that you've done talking to the lady, going that you've done the research on that does this, provides this information? She goes, no, I've done a lot of research. Nobody else does it. Well, that's their micro right there.
Yeah.
She can still advertise for maybe the products that those nurses use
Yep.
and promote those products and sell those, that's where the micro level comes in.
Yep.
People want to be these huge influencers that are so rare.
Right.
But yet you could probably make quite a bit of money on just the small item.
So I've had a lot of conversations because I own a marketing studio and I do marketing, and I get people going, and I've even had companies, big companies who pay us a lot of money go, well, don't we need hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of likes? And like, don't we need all these numbers? And I've told them like straight to their face, I said, it's not about the likes. It's not about the shares. I said, it's about sales. I said, it's about revenue. What do you want? Do you want to be known or do you want to make money? Because they're not always the same thing. As there are a lot of people who will get tons of views and they'll make an okay living, but it's pennies on the dollars. They're not. And the minute that goes away, they have nothing. And so a lot of people confuse an audience with revenue and likes with revenue. And there are a lot of people who get a lot of likes, a lot of views, and make no money, but they get fame. And I tell people, my company's not about getting fame, it's about conversion. And I mean, we've talked about marketing and how we do marketing for companies. We even help you with your marketing. And we've talked to you about like, hey, it's about conversion. It's about getting the right people into your funnel and converting them and selling them a service or a product. And it's about making money. That's a very different approach because now you're looking for the right people, not everyone. And Alex Hormozi, Gary V, they would both say, those are the people you want. You want to get in front of the people that are going to give you money, not everyone. You don't care about everybody. You only care about the people interested in buying your product.
And the other thing that with influencers is I'm going really micro scale here. And this is what Gary Vee has talked about in those Crushing It books, is just even product placement.
100%.
We've joked a couple times because I've worn some here in Vacaville. There's a company called NutriShop for protein products and those type of supplements.
Mm-hmm.
And so we joked about, hey, if you guys want to sponsor us, please let us know. But what Gary Vee talks about is if you start to get those, even the 10,000 followers, which is not a lot.
Companies will start tripping over themselves to give you money.
Cooking, the ones that do cooking shows.
Absolutely.
You put a Pepsi can on the very corner of it was the first product that came to mind, but I'm sure if you did a product that related more to.
We love Pepsi. Actually, I really do. I actually prefer, no joke, Pepsi Zero. Please send us some free stuff over any other soda company, which is really actually very true. And I'd love to talk to Pepsi about doing something also, mostly just to meet the guy who produced your last commercial, which was Gary V. Gary, hook me up, buddy.
Which is funny. I love how you bring that up. We do that every once in a while here, but that's how influencers end up building things, correct, too?
Yeah.
So as much as we are playing on that of, hey, please come and
you never know.
I
said it. We might tag it.
Exactly.
He may find it and go, this is funny. Let's do this because I think this is hilarious. Let's blow you guys up just because that type of story. Let's say for somehow, some way, Gary Vee found this podcast. He thought we were funny. He's like, let's take these no-name guys and blow them up just because. And now it's a Pepsi success story, how we're unique, and it falls in line with the Pepsi conversation about being the creatives and being the unique ones and whatever that is. And now that's a huge win for Pepsi, cost them next to no money because we're not really that expensive. Yes. We take anything. I take free soda.
So I was going to say 6-pack of Pepsi Zero.
Maybe a lifetime supply of let's more than a 6-pack, please. I mean, it is pretty expensive these days to go shopping in California. So it might be a 6-pack, right? Give it 2 or 3 weeks. That might be worth a couple $100. But something like that, the value to Pepsi is so much more money from that fun story that costs them basically nothing than what they would have to give us. That trade-off is phenomenally huge. And what does it cost? A shout out? A couple $100 in products? Maybe 10K? Like to us, that's a huge one. 10K for Pepsi is like, oh, I lost our little money for going to coffee this week. Like that's how little it is to them. Like, oh, we're not doing coffee this week. Someone forgot the lockbox of petty cash.
So we joke about that as well, but I'm like, Gary, if you're watching this, I'll take a card from you that just says, hey, you guys are doing a great job as well. So
or shout out, please. If I could get 15 minutes on your podcast, oh my goodness, I would probably cry and not know what to say. I'd just be like, for 15 minutes.
But it also comes and brings us back as to the major influencers, right?
Yeah.
And he really doesn't besides his own products, he doesn't really sell a lot of products on there. And now he has VFriends.
VFriends, which is his product.
Yes.
He designed it. That's his,
because
he's
a big cartoons.
He loves cartoons. He's a collector. He has his own collection series, which is really smart. It will become big because it's Gary Vee.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, it's still something he did, he owns, and it's all gravy to him.
But it's funny because if I even got an email from him, and you know what it'd be from him, it'd be from one of his lackeys, right? That's just
Gary said you did a good job.
So I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. I'm like, you were framing this shit.
We will take a picture on our phones, print it out on a real printer, and put it up on a wall.
Yes. So just even that minor thing is funny how much of influencers nowadays are different than it used to be.
Like still, like getting a shout out from Elon Musk on X is still a big deal. Like just anybody big giving a shout out that means so much to the little guys.
Yeah.
But to your point, like let's go back to micro influencers. He's talking about crushing it, product placement. So this is the difference between someone getting a bunch of people viewing their stuff. So I'm going to get a little bit specific. And I don't dislike them or say what they're doing is bad. I just get frustrated with lost potential. So there is a group of people who go online and basically sell their body and their looks for views and people to send them money or to get a bunch of views and cash out on Instagram and TikTok. We'll call them the pretty followers, right? A lot of times they're female, not always, but they're basically selling their bodies for views, and that is what they're doing. It is what it is. Do I think that's wrong? No. Do I think they could make significantly more money if they put some thought behind their business plan? Absolutely. The smart ones will move into things like health and wellness, or they'll move into beauty products. Those are the smart ones who are selling products to people who want to be like them. The really smart ones will go, this is how I got 1 million followers. And they'll sell 1 million people a $20 or $30 plan on how to be like them. And they'll just sell that over and over and over again and sell them influencer packages on how I became big. Those are the smart ones that I think you guys are killing it. You started with one thing, shifted to actually selling a product or service, and blew up, and now you actually have real revenue. The thing with a lot of people they don't think about or realize is if you are beholden to a platform, when I mean beholden, if you rely on revenue from YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, and that's all where your money comes from, at any point they could push a button and you get nothing.
Because they can change their platform or revenue or their rules at any time. Yeah.
And they have. YouTube is notorious for this. A lot of money lost very quickly, literally overnight.
Yeah, I heard Alex Hormozi talks about this all the time, how you need to have different...
You have to revenue streams.
Or programs is the wrong thing, but...
products, revenue streams.
Advertising, what is it? Like Facebook ads is what he talked about for a long time. And that's how he made his biggest thing with Gym Launch.
Yeah.
Because he could get it for just pennies on the dollar. And then they end up going to $20. And then they even changed the whole platform on how he could even advertise on it. And so that, and I don't know how to say that terminology the best.
He's talking about you need to have marketing strategies, multiple marketing strategies, and beyond one platform and not be beholding it. And this is a great example. I'm going to use Instagram versus TikTok. So TikTok came out, and a lot of people were afraid they would lose their Instagram following, so they ignored it. I think, who was it? It was Gary Vee was like, look, you got to get on this. You got to be one of the first people. You will make money. Trust me. Do not just stay on Instagram. Also explore this. You won't lose anything if you're smart. Well, those who did, who already built up a following, who knew this game and knew how to do influencer, blew up overnight on TikTok. And then the other people who were too scared started losing their following because people shifted from TikTok or from Instagram to TikTok, and now they weren't on that platform anymore. And then they tried to go to TikTok, but now they were too late to the game because guess what? They already followed new influencers. They followed the people that they like now. Why would I add you? You weren't here before.
Gotcha.
So they lost on opportunity. They didn't make money because they were scared.
And this is
it's crazy.
You're showing a good reason why being an influencer is not a normal or a good game plan overall.
Could be.
Or hard niche to get into.
It is very difficult. It's difficult.
I guess that's a better word.
So you have to come at it as you are the commodity. It is very hard to earn trust and very easy to lose it. And this is why a lot of businesses for a very long recently started pulling away from um, influencers. So we all know COVID happened, and then we all kind of saw what happened with Budweiser, and we all kind of saw what happened with some other companies.
Disney was having problems for a
Disney was
while.
having problems. We saw what was happening when people started getting political in theaters, and and movies started losing millions and millions of dollars. No matter what side of the politics you're on, anyone who got political, for the most part, lost money. Few people made money being political. And then we have what I'm going to call back to the norms of marketing. And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say, this is chauvinistic and awful, and how dare you? There was a jean company that basically was, why she looks so good, it's in her jeans.
Yes.
And it just blew up because they, right, wrong, or different, they put a pretty girl and they sold sex to sell a product. And there was a group of people that goes, how dare you? That's chauvinistic. That's awful. This should never work. And they exploded because it went back to basics. They went back to basics of marketing. They said, we're not going to be political. We're just going to sell what people want. And it worked. I'm not saying that's a good thing. Should men objectify women? Absolutely not. As a marketer, do I know they do? Absolutely yes.
Do men like looking at a pretty woman in a pair of tight jeans? Yes, they do.
They do.
It worked.
All right. And that's the reality. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe that should be the case, it's the reality. And marketing and real marketing dollars and effects revolve around the reality of the situation, not a hope of one day of change. It is what it is. And I don't mean to be one-sided political here. I'm not trying to preach politics. I'm just trying to say I chase money, which some people are going to say that's deplorable and despicable, and how dare you?
It's any entrepreneur.
But I'm here to help businesses make money.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
So have you worked with anybody in the marketing realm trying to become an influencer?
Yeah, we've had a couple of conversations with people. We've even helped some people grow their influence, had good conversations with them, helped them on the way. Influencers are hard, especially when they're new. There's very little money, right? It takes a long time to build unless you're really good, really pretty, or have a unique skill set, or just phenomenally good on the camera. Even then, you're a dime a dozen, right? It's the old adage of Hollywood. Every pretty person thinks they're going to be the one break out and be an amazing actor and like make millions of dollars. You're one in a million. And unless you are that one in a million and get a lucky break, you're just background to everybody else. It is very difficult to become a big influencer. Doesn't mean you can't, but it's much easier to have a plan and become a micro influencer and make money.
I know one time you were trying to help me out with my marketing, and I don't have the nerves to do what you requested.
Yeah.
And I still laugh at it, that I thought it would be funny because I'm in the HOA industry, that I mentioned that a couple times. Yeah. And you were in, you mentioned that I'm into fitness. We talk about that quite a bit as well. So you're saying I should almost take like the 70s theme and wear the short shorts with the headband that has the color in it, and talk about HOA things while I'm working out and stuff like that. And
the retro hilarious, like not like overly serious, over the top, where you take yourself so seriously that it's now funny, is a thing. Like, it works.
So it stuck with me. Can I still do it? I don't think I can ever do it, but it stuck with me. I'm like, okay, that actually might.
It would be funny.
That would probably get some good laughs, especially in the HOA realm when everybody talks about the Nancys and the Karens and the Kens and everything else, and your trash cans being out, and I can
the war of the gnomes and the flamingos.
Yes. It's one of those I can even picture myself in that outfit, just bringing my cans up into my house, just saying, hey, if you want to stay out of trouble, put your cans away, things like that. So I can understand where some of those things would work and how you can build it even from such a micro thing up, depending on how people take those type of things.
Yeah. And that's, you can, so one of the funnest characters, I really enjoy watching, and this is a short, and some people are going to know who I'm talking about, but Chet is a character that a comedian put together who plays this really awkward office worker, and him and like 4 or 5 other people do these sketches, and it's become a social phenomenon. It's really well done because it feels like it's not done well. It's one of those kind of like interview style stuff
type thing.
Yeah, so it feels like The Office almost, right? And so the main guy, when people started like really figuring out who this guy was, he looks nothing like his actual character. It's all makeup and all the stuff, but he plays it. He's actually like a comedian that's done improv. And so he built this character and it just exploded. And it's really, really funny and people like it. And there's like people with Do It Girl stickers and like it's become its own thing. And now they sell products and they're making money. It was really smart, but what people don't see, and a lot of these influencers, if they're honest, you don't see all their failures. You don't see them it not making it. You don't see how many times they put up stuff and it never got anywhere. Even good stuff, like you're like, wow, that was really good. What happened? Bad timing. Just didn't hit the right people. Something else funnier came out. Someone put up a cat video right before your stuff came out, and you lost to a cat.
That's advertising and marketing, isn't it? It's all about timing.
Someone came out right before you took the win. We had a war. Something happened, right? Aliens showed up, quite literally, apparently. You just never know what's going to happen, and sometimes you just miss it.
Well, if we think about it, that whole thing with Budweiser, the Maldive, what was her? Anyways, it doesn't matter what her name is. I think most people understand the whole controversy with Budweiser. There could have been a time 2 or 3 years later where that could have been a huge hit too. I mean, I'm probably not knowing Budweiser and the followers, but I'm just saying it sometimes things are like that, right? They are about if a certain movie came out that was popular.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a bad example, but
that's a hard one. We're talking about, and this is one of those things that it blew up in their faces, and it was so easy to get ahead of this problem. And this is why you don't double down on bad ideas. So this was like, weirdly, it was this influencer who was trans, or is trans. I don't know, is the correct word. I don't know this person at all, so I apologize. And they were born a male and trans to female. So they project as female. And they were given a special can to award Women of the Year in Budweiser. It wasn't really a big deal in the Budweiser world. They put a bunch of different things out and they put it out, and it was never meant to be a national campaign. It was supposed to like appease a small group of people. The problem is it blew up and people took offense and people went weirdly crazy because like, how dare you? There's so many other women you could actually give this to. Why would you give it to someone born a male presenting as female? And instead of just going, oh, we're just trying to support this group, they doubled down and they said, no, this is our stance. This is what we believe in. If you don't agree with us,
they made commercials around it. Too,
yeah, they were like, well, we're gonna make this our.
We're gonna show we back this.
On.
Yeah.
And the unpopular choice made them lose a lot of money, and now they're trying to win that back, and it's not been going great. Which they've gone the exact opposite, because that person who was in charge was literally said things like, well, we don't like America. We hate troops. We don't care. This is what it is. Deal with it. Their newest stuff is like, we're pro-military. We love America. We like flags. We like men and women together shaking hands and pretty girls. Buy our beer again, please. Like
that is the prime example of how an influencer, though, can ruin your product if you're not choosing it in the right timing and the right.
And it didn't help that new marketing person literally said, well, old men and white men shouldn't drink our beer. And that's like 90% of the people who buy your beer. That was probably not the smartest move in the world. As it turned out.
Yeah.
Now we know.
See, if they had Gary V, though, they probably wouldn't have been in that problem.
Gary V would have slapped someone upside the head. Yes. What are you doing? Just sell beer.
That's it.
Just give some away. Like, someone asked me, how would I solve this? I said, it's easy. Put a video out with some guy with a big smile and go, we fucked up.
Yep.
And to make up for that, we're going to away free beer at every college around the United States until you realize how sorry we are. Maybe we don't care what it costs.
Maybe retirement homes.
Yeah. Just saying. Yeah, exactly. It's retirement homes. We will give you, we will go on a poly tour, and we're going to take a bunch of pretty girls around with us and cheerleaders, and we're going to tell you sorry until you actually believe it or you're drunk enough to believe it. Like, I would have made that joke that until you're drunk enough to believe it, because Budweiser is the best beer in the world. And that's how we say we sorry. So give a beer to someone when you say you're sorry. because we are too.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it would have taken. And people would be like, huh, that's really funny. I get it. You guys screwed up, whatever.
Well,
let's go get some free beer.
Well, like we said earlier, maybe if somebody from Budweiser is watching this, they'll reach out to you.
Come reach out. We can help you. It's not that hard. It's beer.
It's it. You'll be the new influencer for them.
Yeah, right. It'd been really, really easy. Get a bunch of pretty girls and give away a bunch of free beer.
Yeah. No, some products maybe are not that difficult. Yes.
Some are not that hard to sell, man. It's like selling water in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
Come on. Now, if it's sparkling water, I totally understand why.
I do know if you stick around, our next podcast, though, is going to start talking about it's advertising again, but we're going to start talking about some of our greatest, our favorite advertisements.
Yeah, favorite advertisements.
Because there are some good, although Budweiser failed miserably on this one.
They actually have some really good ones.
Some dynamite ones over the years. Yes.
One of the things before we leave this conversation, and this is just, we've been saying this more and more in podcasts because weirdly, we started this podcast not to really become influencers, but we wanted to do something we thought was fun and maybe help some people along the way. That's why we talk about mental health. So we just talk about our lives. We wanted to do it for ourselves. So it was a challenge. But as we've done this more, both Justin and I want to grow. And we would actually like to build an influence, not necessarily just because to say we're influencers, but because we'd like to have an effect. We'd like to reach more people. And I'm not gonna lie. I want this to make some money, pay for itself. That would be really, really cool. Because we put a lot of time and effort into this. And the way to do that is hit that like button, hit that follow, hit that bell button. It costs you nothing, right? Costs you absolutely nothing. And it means the world to us. Yeah.
Yes, please do. Yeah. We are looking to grow, reach more people, and would love to get the input as well. So if you have comments, you want us to talk about something in one of these topics, let us know.
Yeah. You have more questions about influencers, or you just are tired of us talking about marketing. I get it. Tell us what you think in the comment section below. And, share with a friend, a frenemy, an enemy, your dog's neighbor, parrot. I'm not pet specific. As long as they have an email. You have
a couple accounts for your cats, right?
I definitely do. They all watch our show. Yeah. All 101 of them. Oh, yeah. I'm buying a bunch of Dalmatians tomorrow. Whatever it takes to get us to where we need to go. Yeah, you too can sign up your entire pet kennel, your local pet kennel, and help us get to our views, right? And of course, if you want to send us some cool stuff or reach out to us about giving us money for the people we don't reach yet, hit us up. It'll be in the content section below. And until next time, we are the Average White Guys.